All right, we're here. We're live. We're here. We're live. How is everyone? How is everyone? I hope your Saturday is going well. Oh, I hope your Saturday is going well. Thank you for being here with me. All right. All right. Let's see. I I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired, so hopefully we can make it through this. Hopefully we can make it through this. Let's see, let me get my deck together. Let me get my deck together. All that fun stuff. Yeah. All right, let me see. Make sure my phone is turned down. Make sure my watch won't do anything crazy. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right. All right, so who is here? Listen, I kind of heard some of the interview, right? Some of the interview from Miss Jackson and hey, Sleepy Bee. Yeah, I heard some of the interview. Um, yeah, that was a lot. Hearing that was a lot. And, you know, in watching the interview, I know there were some people that had questions, right? Some people had questions about things because there are things that are said and then there are things that actually are, right? Yeah, I really only heard another review too. Again, I'm not really immersed in the world of, various different, popular YouTubers or entertainers or things like that. So, I I really only find out about things like if Nyla's reviewing something because it's just not um, it's just not my lane, right? So, I saw some people say that they had questions, which is why I scheduled this. Um, and I'm not here to answer my own questions. I'm here to answer whatever questions that you as the audience may have regarding some of the things that were said in their interview, right? So, so yeah, let me add a banner. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, you say you heard what Nyla reviewed. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that's really how I find out about things. So I'm really not, like I said, I'm not in this world, anything like that. So if you all have questions about some things, we can get into it because yeah. I mean, but on the real, I just really hope that she is safe. I hope that her children are safe. I hope that she is truly healing and in a space that's safe, that's protective, a space for her children that's safe and protective where everyone can grow into um, their best selves with love and with positivity and prosperity, right? Um, because it's a lot dealing with abuse, and especially abuse from someone that you've created life with and someone that love or loved, right? That's a lot. Um, that's a lot, right? So I just want her and those children to be okay, to be safe, you know. But like I said, I know some people had questions. So, hey, Donna. Hey, Tequila. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm just here to answer, whatever you guys' questions are regarding what was said in the interview. Because I feel like, and forgive me as I adjust, right? Because I'm not downstairs, because Mr. Hoodoo has um one of his homeboys is downstairs. So yeah, I'm not here to I'm just here to answer you all's questions, right? Um, yeah, so um let's try and keep the chat right focused on the topic, which is your questions regarding the interview. So yeah. Hey everyone. So yeah, who has questions? If you all have questions, go ahead and start with these questions so I can start, you know, shuffling and all like that and pulling on these questions. Like I said, I'm actually upstairs in my altar room, my ritual room, because like I said, Mr. Hoodoo's downstairs making all types of noise. So I'm not downstairs at the dining room table. I'm in this room looking at all this stuff I have to deal with. So yeah. Hey Isis. Okay, Donna says, I want to know, was she an experiment for Derek? Let's see. Let's see, because an experiment, I mean, yeah, let's see what Spirit has to say. I have my own thoughts on things, but I want to see, what's gonna come through tarot. So let me move stuff over. So this is my left over here. And I just love how dark I got on vacation. Experiment. I'm probably going to move this back just a little bit. I don't have as much room here as I would at the table downstairs. So let's see. Oh, yeah, the questions are coming. Okay, yeah. Okay, so an experiment. I don't know if I would say experiment. From what I'm looking at here, I believe that he was able to. I think that because I'm looking at the Ten of Swords here and I'm looking at this Two of Swords here, and definitely running game, right? Running game. And it became game that he ran so bad that it became to her detriment, right? Which we've all seen. Um, yeah, he was very well suited to do what he did. And it's really sad because he always had her in a place of where she felt like she had to defend, 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 right? Um, yeah, I don't think this was good from the start, from the beginning. So however their relationship began, I don't think it was it didn't have the proper foundation to start. I honestly feel like if I honestly feel like this is one of those, like when you see like movies and you see like a very, very toxic couple in movies and you just know that things aren't going to end right. That's what I'm getting from this right here is that this journey didn't start off the way that it was supposed to start. And I think that he used um partnership with her in her young age, right? Like I kind of felt like he dangled this in front of her, knowing that she was too young and maybe not even fully formed to deal with that and understand that. And yeah, it just, the foundation, the stability, there wasn't any stability when it comes to the realm of the earthy things, the partnership, home living, um, being grounded, all kind of things like that. So experiment, I wouldn't say experiment, but I definitely believe that from what I'm looking at here, I definitely believe that it wasn't a good thing. Things didn't get off on, things didn't even begin. The beginning here, mm-mm. And this is representative of the entirety of the journey, right? It didn't have the fullness and the backing that it needed, right, to be something that could flourish, right? So experiment, I don't know, but I definitely, partnership was dangled in front of her. And it's funny because looking at this card, right, you see this woman, she's sitting with the man, right? And in her position, she feels as if she is not someone on top, but as she is in power here on top. But make no mistake about it, the man situated under her can flip at any time. So I find that interesting looking at these cards here. So thank you for that. Okay. All right, let me put this back in and reshuffle. I'm putting all these cards back in so I can reshuffle. And forgive me, this little table is higher than I'm seated in the chair because I'm short. Y'all know I'm only 5'1". So let's see. Isis asked, would she take him back if he wanted? That's interesting question because interesting question. Let's see. And so we're already starting to see some of our cards that are going to appear and reappear in this 10 of swords and the 6 of pentacles. So let's keep going to see. Ooh, ooh. I think there's a strong possibility that she would take him back. I honestly do. Why do I say that? Because, and I'm looking at this here, right? This chariot right here. Mental state, emotional state, you're supposed to be in control of everything, right? But, and it's possible that something like this could present itself when she feels as if her journey is a little bit more further along, right? So that will have to be someone watching her. But I think because of this right here, right? Now, when we're traditionally looking at the Lovers card, right, there's an angel in the background, right? Being that she is Christian, there is a possibility that she could see this as, or see a situation like that as either a test or, you know, God correcting the situation and bringing this man back to her. But again, Stability wise, it will be something that it wouldn't last. And then again, we'd have the issue of who is doing what, who is giving what in terms of, the relationship. But I think that I honestly think she would think about it. I honestly think she would think about it when it comes to if he were to ever present it again. I honestly think she would think about it. I honestly think she would think about it, but I don't see anything here that, of course, would be the basis of what you want to see, good family life, those good outcomes, the beauty that comes from a good loving home and stable relationship. I don't see anything like that. But I think there is a very big possibility that she would think about it. She would think about it if he were presented, especially because he knows her probably better than she knows herself. If he were presented, I think she would think about it. I honestly think that she would, because leaning heavily on the divine intervention side of things. So that was a great question. All right, let me put the cards back in and shuffle, 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 shuffle. Try and shuffle really well. Let's see. Interesting. All right, let me see who all is here. Let's see. Hello, Melanin Gold. Okay, let's see. Okay, take that back. Okay, Tequila. Starry-eyed. Hey, Starry-eyed. Let's see. Okay. Okay, here's the next question. Did he ever love her? Okay, so that's a two-parter. So let's start with, did he ever love her? Let's see. Here's damn 9 of Wands is again. Chariot again. So we're starting to see a lot of cards. Chariot is here again. 9 of Wands is here again. 2 of Cups is here again. Did he ever love her? I think there was a little bit there, if I'm being honest. Now, the thing about it is that just because someone loves someone doesn't mean that they can't hurt them or won't hurt them, right? It's an action word. And I know we often think about, especially us as ladies, we think of love in a lot of times different terms than what most men would think of with regards to love. I think there was something there that was enough for him to be with her, quote unquote, be with her. There was enough there for him to be with her, marry her, marriage, right? There was enough there. I think there was enough there, but as far as it having staying power, lasting power, no. Again, I think that going back to that other, so this is another princess card. So, and this time, young in thought of mind, having battles that needed to be fought, defenses up. Yeah, I do think that there was enough there, and I do think that he did see her as a person that he can use, because I keep seeing these energetics of young women coming up, and young women or young people who may not be fully formed in the thought processes and emotional um the emotional self, right, to make good decisions for themselves, moving forward. So I think there was enough there, but the fact that she was young and had battles, right? Battle here. The fact that she was young and had some battles that she was dealing with, working with, battles that he knew that she wasn't going to fully she wasn't going to fully do what she needed to do, right? For that balance of self, and that she was all mixed up mentally, emotionally, right? I think he did use that. He did use that, right? She really didn't have too much control mentally or emotionally, right? Such always in defense of herself. Very young in her thought processes, in her mind. Um, not fully developed or not thinking clearly there. Yeah. Just fighting. Yeah. So to answer your question, I wouldn't fully call it. I mean, this is a good partnership card, but I can't just have this, right? Because there are a lot of times that there are people who love each other who aren't together or who would never be together, right? We have plenty of situations like that. I do think that there was enough for him to be with her, but I also know that he took advantage of all the different ways that she still needed to grow and work on herself. He took advantage of that too. So yes, he did see her as a person that he could use. Yeah. All right, let's see this next question here. Okay, so that's the next question. So give me a sec. Let me put the cards back in so I can reshuffle. Seeing a lot of cards come up, similar themes. So all right, let's see. Does Derek teach his daughters this type of abuse isn't okay, or will he turn a blind eye? Let's see. This damn 9 of Wands again. Okay. Honestly, I'm going to have to say no. No, he doesn't teach them. Um, I just kind of see him as being someone who is, this is where he is. He's in his self pleasure. This is where he is. He's in his self pleasure, with that being abusing the feminine form, right? So I know that, all of the other ladies that he cheated on her with were willing participants, you know. But this is an abuse, right? This is an abuse of the feminine energy by him. Um, he's gonna turn a blind eye. This is where his mind is at. His mind is here, in lavishness, in pleasures, in things that are gratifying for him, right? And things that are gratifying for him. I don't see this turning out good, right? As far as right now, I don't see it turning out good. He's already on a path that it won't end well. It won't end well. When that end is going to come, not sure, but it won't end well. Is he going to turn a blind eye? Yeah, His eyes, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. This is what he cares about. He cares about this. And it's funny, look, 9 cups. We could look at these as 9 different wombs, right? He doesn't care. 9 different vaginas. I mean, he doesn't care, right? But energetically, he's coming to a point where things are going to have to change. This is going to be interesting when it does happen. But does he teach his daughter? No, he don't. No, he's not teaching him nothing. No, there is nothing here. No, not from what I'm looking at. No. So, all right, let's put these back in so I can reshuffle. All right. Did she aid his career? That's the question right now. Did she aid his career? Let's see. So I don't really know what his career was. All I know, he was making YouTube videos. I don't know anything about his career. Stalker card. Let's see. Let's pick another. Honestly, did she aid his career? I want to say yes, but I also feel like that part of, as terrible as it sounds, she was a distraction. What I mean by that, she's a distraction as in he did kind of need her for the career, but he would have rather have done it without her. He would have rather done it without her, but he kind of had to because his career, yeah, he needed her, and I kind of feel like this is her here. This is a Queen of Pentacles here. He did need her, but honestly, he would have rather dealt without it. Him bringing her into it, he didn't like that he had to. He didn't like that he had to. I kind of feel like because she became part of it, that he felt almost as if she was taken away from it. But energetically, he felt as if he brought her in because he had to. Not because he wanted to, not because it was going to be a marriage and lifestyle type thing going on. He kind of had to, but he kind of felt like bringing her in is a distraction. It was a distraction, but he had to. So it was like he was tethered. They were tethered together, but mainly because he had to for his career. Like I said, I don't even know what he did. All I know is he made some videos sometimes in his car. I don't even know what the man did. This is funny. Not is he a psycho? Not is he a psycho? I will say that, and I'm not answering the question right now. I'm going to get to that. I'm just making a comment, right? It is unfortunate that There are so many women with low self-esteem that they feel that they need to have some type of romantic coupling going on, right? And I say this as someone who does a lot of readings with regards to relationships, right? And it's always women asking. I think, but it was either last week or the week before last where I really had like the first time that a woman never asked me about a penis in her life. She asked me how she could, was it good, to go into business with people? Was it good to sell her house? Things like that. And that's the first time in a long time that a woman has never asked me about penis or romantic partnership, right? So I say that to say, ladies, a lot of people have your number. Have your number. I want you all to stop thinking so much about penis and having penis on the brain. It does not define you. It does not make you. Okay? Whether you can be okay, sitting in your wholeness in who you are as a woman. Um and it's almost to the point now where I see like so many people are just saying like I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. The questions that I get in personal readings from you all is saying otherwise. So ladies, take some time out to heal, to move forward, do whatever it is, and stop with all the penis on the brain. Okay? All right. So let's get to this question. It says psycho. So let me check the chat real quick. Okay. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that, but you are not defined by penis. I'm not going to say he's a psycho. What I'm going to say is he is someone who is he thinks about things. He knows how to play the game. He knows how to move pieces around. He knows how to gamble on things. He knows how to manipulate things. This man is crafty, okay? He is crafty, 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 crafty. He knows how to play on emotions. He's very intelligent and crafty. And it's so funny because he knows that so many women sitting here pining for this, wanting this. He knows how the community is going to think. He knows how men are going to think. He knows how women are going to think. And he uses that. He uses that. I would say he's highly intelligent. I wouldn't say he's a psycho. I don't see anything here that's just like mental breakdown or anything like that. He's very crafty. He is very crafty. Crafty, crafty, crafty. Crafty. He's crafty. And it's to the point where the craftiness is dangerous. He's like one of those people who are, I guess that's similar to the people who are like psychopaths and stuff because usually they're very, very intelligent. He's very intelligent, make no mistake about it. But he knows how to manipulate. So I think that's very close to that psycho line. Okay, will she find someone else? There's when you say find someone else, do you mean like a healthy, loving relationship? Because what I see right here, just with these three cards, is that it's possible that the next man that she becomes interested in romantically, she still may not be. It's all about, is she going to be ready for it? Is her mental state going to be ready for it? And what I'm seeing is right now, no, it won't be. It don't matter if she finds someone else. She can have one to two other people interested in her right now. We don't know what she's doing, but it don't matter about these people. This is a concerning thing, that her mind, her mental state isn't well enough to even deal, to even think about anything like that. Yeah, she mentally, she needs healing. She is in need of healing, and I truly want that for her, because I see characteristics and tendencies of people who would take advantage of her, but in a way that is just like, oh, I never intended for it to happen, right? Oh, well, because she's not healed yet. She is not in a place where she can fully comprehend things or think further out into the future, or mentally she's not healed yet, and she may not be for a while. This is concerning to me. So that's a good question. Donna, that's a really good question. Hey, Andrea, weird flex, but okay. Hey, Wisdom. Thank you, Starry Eye, for putting up the link. And only that. That's a good question right here. Was this relationship a test from her spiritual court team, or was she just told this by Christians in her life as manipulation? Um, that's that's a very good question. I was kind of thinking about that too. Okay, so honestly, honestly, um, I think it was something for her to go through. I do think it was an ordeal that she had to go through, right? Um, it was an ordeal that she had to go through. And part of it was to bring her to, now when I say something that she had to go through, do I mean something that she had to go through as far as like to the point where her mental state was in that much of a detriment? No. But I kind of feel as if this situation was for us to see, right? Um, and I mean, we see it over and over and over and over and over again with people who do things like this, but I do think it was for her. Um, it was for her to take her into the next phase of who she was. And I'm also saying that because she just stated that she's 33 years old. I don't know what you all know about astrology, but a lot of times when people are having like their Saturn return, shit is terrible. They are going through it during a Saturn return, right? Which is usually around the age of that, that 28, 29, 30, 31 type, area like that. Uh, but she was going through it, and it was her thing to go through, right? To try and take her on this journey and bring her to the other side of a different life that can be better for her, where she is whole as a woman in her divine energy, and where she can give birth to the type of life that she really, really, really wants. But she, the mental aspect of it and learning to really, really think about things is part of it too. She hasn't come all the way out of it yet, but yes, this was something for her to go through. Now, when I say spiritually, I don't mean religiously. I mean spiritually, right? On a spiritual, on a cosmic level. Okay, so hopefully she learns, because a lot of times when we don't learn, we keep getting our ass kicked by the same situation. So I really, really, really truly hope that she learns from this, that she truly grows from this, because she's very beautiful. She is intelligent. There are some things that she has to work on, right? All of us have some things that we can work on, and I'm going to give her that grace. I hate that it was this type of situation for her, because it's her, there are young children, but unfortunately, this was something that Lord, she had to, because it was a divine teaching moment. So, let's see. Will she ever find self love? Let's see. Hey, Journey with Karen. How are you, darling? And I'm getting down to the comments. I'm just making sure I look at these questions as well. So, will she ever find self love? I sure hope so. But let's see what has to be said. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Let me take a sip of water before I answer this question. Okay, so okay. So what I'm looking at right here, she has to undergo a major transformation, right? She has to go. Listen, it has to be done, right? The thing about this transformation is, and some people aren't going to like when this is said, she has to understand and look at how she contributed to the situation, right? How she contributed to a situation, because make no mistake about it, it didn't have to go to that extreme. In order for her to even begin to reach that, she has to go through transformation. Part of that transformation is going to be looking to see how she took part in it, right? No one is saying that he was supposed to treat her that way. She also had and has could have left at any time, right? And I'm not saying this to try and bash her or anything like that, right? We're just looking at the entire situation. And a lot of times we want to blame other people for some things, and there is blame, right? And I'm not saying blame as in blame, but looking at the entire situation, um, just the entire situation in general, we have to look at where she was in that, right? Um, I think that part of what's going to be part of her journey to self love is going to be her seeing that, and I don't know how to explain this, but it's almost as if right now there is so much focus on other things and not herself. Not saying that she has to humble herself, but her focus really needs to be healing and growth, not trying to expand something else or offer something else or such and such, such and such. She needs to, but she has these things in her face right now and they're not helping, including like doing an interview. And I understand getting out, your side of things, how you experience things, how she experienced things in that relationship. But there are too many things in her face right now, and she has to deal with that. And she just really has to find herself. There are pieces of her spread all out a little bit everywhere. She has to find herself. She has to deal with these things from a personal and spiritual, emotional level before she can even get to that place. Get to that place. So she truly needs healing therapy, everything, her actual village that cares about. She needs so many things before she can get to that. Now, will she ever find self-love? Will she truly find it from right now? No. Why do I say that? Because right now, at least looking at things right now, her focus is, and I'm saying this very gently and very respectfully, her focus is still male centered. Her focus is very male centered, and she's still, unfortunately, doing things for the male gaze. It is what it is. So, will she ever find it? I truly hope so, but there's a lot of work to be done. This is going to be her shadow work period. The only way out is through, but you have to first accept your place in all of these things and you have to work through it. And a lot of times it's very scary for people and they avoid and they try to sidestep. And this is why you see some people who are in their 50s and 60s still doing very juvenile, unhealthy, hurtful things because they try to sidestep it and they never fully do what they need to do. So let's see. Yes, they will use your weakness against you. Okay, let me read some of these comments. Thank you, Starry Eye, for the link. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to quickly look through and then get back to the questions. Oh, wow. It's a lot. Oh, wow. It's a lot. It's a lot. So let me kind of read some things. Yeah, that's sad. Yeah. Okay, so just to let everyone know that's here, this is a reading about the situation with Miss Danae Jackson. This is not for personal readings. Okay, so we're keeping on topic here. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so okay. Ooh, Journey with Karen, you came here with the interesting question. Let me put these cards in, and I'm gonna try to go to like 8 o'clock because I don't want to be on here forever, right? I am really tired, everyone, and I got some stuff I gotta catch up on. And shout out to Journey with Karen for checking on me and seeing how I was feeling. If you're on my Patreon, then you understand what I'm referring to. Okay, so yeah, so thank you again, Journey with Karen, for really checking in on me. I appreciate that. Okay, so Journey with Karen says, will his karma be through his children? It's it's a possibility that, yeah, It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility that, and I'm not going to say that it's divinely sent. I'm just saying just the energetics of some things. Yeah, I could definitely see it affecting the children. Absolutely, I do see that. I do see that here. I think that emotionally there may be some, and I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist. I'm not claiming to be a therapist, any of that. I'm just looking at what's right here, right now. There's a potential for some emotional issues, right? There are going to be questions about family life. Are we a family? Does daddy love us? Um, Questions about his parents, because children see things, right? Children see more than we give them credit for. There are going to be questions about their relationship, um, potential for financial questions from children. I can see some of it being kind of expressed near or around the children. Um, I don't see it as being something that's like, oh my goodness, protection spells or anything like for the children. I don't see it like that, but I do see the children seeing things and they're going to start asking questions, and it's going to depend on who's going to tell the truth to the children. So there's definitely a potential for it to come up. There's a potential for it to come up. Thank you, Starry Eyed. Okay. So Tequila's question is, did he love any of the women he cheated with? That is an interesting question. Did he love any of the women he cheated with? Hey, Isis, if you're still here, because I'm really doing questions just going down. So, love any of the women he cheated. Let's look at this and see. I'm gonna say no. No. It was of course people start texting me right now. No, he didn't. For him, it was very base level for him. Desires of the flesh. He kept telling himself that he's weak, he's weak, he's weak. Oh, I'm weak. I'm giving into it. That's what he's telling himself. Oh, and like he knew he wasn't shit for doing it, but he kept telling himself like, oh, it's just what all people do. It's just a weakness of the flesh, and I'm a man. I see beautiful things, and yeah, he's no, no. This was all just, it was sex. That's what it was. It was sex. It was sex. He would do enough. He would do enough of the partnering, the coupling for the sex. But this was just desires of the flesh. There wasn't, and I kind of feel as, and I don't know what's going on with him, but I feel as if there's something going on with him, or I don't know, from his past or whatnot, because I kind of feel as if energetically he's blaming some of his actions on something that happened to him in the past. He said he's an author. Yeah. He didn't like that, like he had to bring her alone. If he, like, by the time he had to bring her along, he realized that he said too much, and that people are gonna kind of want to see what he was uh see the life that he was talking to people about. Right. So he kind of had to. So he realized he dug that hole for himself. So Donna, what does this mean? What does this mean? I don't understand what this means. I don't know what this means, Donna. So we're gonna come back to that. Um okay. So Donna, we're gonna come back to your question because I didn't understand it. And we're gonna go to Starry Eyes question. What's the most beneficial way for Danae to respond? Honestly, I think this question is a question. Honestly, I think it's too late for this question, but let's see what Spirit has to say about it because the interviews are out here, right? Now they're out here on the internet forever. So let's see. What's the most beneficial way for Danae to respond to this? Let's give it another good. Oh, easy. She has to completely walk away. But she has to walk away, leaving all of it behind, right? Because I don't know if y'all see these two money cards right now. She, as a person doing an interview, telling her story, should be compensated for her time, telling her story, things like that, as most people do, write a book or whatever. But as long as she stays tethered to the interviews, the explaining herself, the this and that and all like that, as long as she stays tethered to these things energetically, she won't be able to fully walk away because she's going to be in it. It's going to be alive for her every time that she deals with. Imagine you're someone who survived SA. And every time you turn around, somebody's asking you about it, or it's an interview, or tell your side of the story. You're still in that energetically every time you do. She's still she has to completely walk away from all of it. It's kind of like throw all of it away and start her life over from scratch without the cameras, without the interviews, without doing that. Because if she doesn't, she's going to still be energetically tied to it, telling the story. So she needs to block him. I'm not doing interviews anymore. My life is for my well-being and the well-being of that's going to be the best way for her to respond to it. But remember I said earlier, like, she's going to have to see and understand her place in this, as well as understand like I kind of getting the feeling that, like, not that there's a little bit of an ego coming with it, but now the focus is on her, and that has a potential of going left. And energetically, the best way to respond from this is she did her interviews. Okay, leave me alone. Leave me and my children alone. Let us go ahead. Being tied to this, in the economical sense of doing interviews and like that, is going to keep her tied to it. The best way to respond to all of it is no more interviews, fully walk away. Yeah. Yeah. So this is going to be the way to fully like, for it to be, fully beneficial for her. This is what it's going to have to. But now that she has a little bit of this, you see all these monies, these coins that she's getting on her own because it's her story, right? Has the potential to alleviate any type of financial issues, but you're going to be energetically tied to that. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let me answer that question. Yeah, it really is sad out here because I see so many women, so many of us are worried about men who don't want us, men who don't love us, men who mistreat us, men who hurt us, men who harm us. Is he coming back? Is he such a, does he still think of me? No. Stop asking this. It's weakness and it is not, that's not good for you to just be, I don't know how we, as women overall just got brainwashed into thinking about dick all the time. I just don't understand it. Like we can't live without it. So, okay. Yeah, so okay, so I answered that. Okay, this is the next one right here. Will she end up leaving the church? Will she end up leaving the church? Okay, let's see. And I haven't seen any cards representing the church or those types of structures yet. It's very interesting. Let's see, one more shuffle. Will she end up leaving the church? No, she ain't leaving the church. Nope, she ain't leaving the church. Mm-mm. She is not leaving the church. Nope. Leaving the church? No. No. Mm-mm. No. I just got a flash in my head of like Joan of Arc, like that archetype of fighting, right, for a cause you fully believe in. She ain't leaving that church. Okay, so Tequila said, will Derek ever lose his following? Let's see. I'm thinking no, but let's see what Spirit has to say about it. I mean, well, I was about to be petty and say something, but I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Because this is a public video. I'm not going to say that. If this was Patreon, I would have said it. Will Derek ever lose his following? I think a few might walk away. But no, I don't see it. No, I don't see it. I honestly see him attracting a different type of man and woman. Right? Like he may have a couple of, posts out there where people gonna such and such, but no. Mm-mm. He's not gonna lose his following. He's gonna lose a couple of people. But it's gonna be some other, and I kind of feel like he's gonna attract more douchebags, more male douchebags to his following. But no, he ain't gonna lose his following. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. I see no falling off of the high horse. I see no shots. No, I don't see it. I think he's gonna get a little crafty. He may change his message a little bit. Or change, whatever he talks about a little bit. Like I said, remember, he's crafty. He's not dumb. I think he may change it a little bit. But as far as like having big beefs or online beefs or people pressuring him, there's no canceling. No. It's gonna be whenever he's done with it. And he's gonna attract a new and different type of person to his platform. No. Okay, so Isis asks, will she take this divorce out on her children? at something really quick. Will she take this divorce out on her children? Let's see. Will she take this out on her children? It's so funny. Why I hear Mr. Hoodoo is watching one of my favorite movies right now because he knows I'm not there to watch it with him. And but anyway, will she take his divorce out on her children? I don't see her taking it out on her children. I see her as I think eventually she's going to be not looking for partnership, but I think eventually she's going to crave partnership that she never really had. I think mentally it's going to take a while for her to mentally get through this. I don't see her taking it out on her children though. And I kind of see her as being maybe getting to the point to where she will, I don't want to say learn how to manipulate other people, but it's almost like when someone who is decent has been, like when you hear that saying, like when a good girl's gone, she's gone forever. Like I kind of feel like this is an energetic that she has the potential of picking up someone who, haha, I'm gonna get you before you get me. But no, I don't see her taking this out on her children. I don't. She may work with her community. Like if she has any family that really truly loves her, I see her going there. And I kind of see her maybe looking into it. Because remember, she has to go through this recognizing her place in it, all like that. The only way out is through, right? So she's going to have to work on those things. But I don't see her taking it out on her children. I don't. I just think it's going to be a long ride for her as far as, going into healing. So that's all with that. So, okay, so let me see what the next question is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she says that she's still married, right? So I get it until the divorce is finalized. So I get that. Thank you again for checking up on me. Yeah. There's some very male identified energy, right? Because per this religion, the savior comes through maleness, right? So, very, very, she's still very male identified and she's still doing things for the male gaze, whether she wants to see it or not. Yeah, I think so too. I think that because now it's about her, because with him, she always sat in the background, right? Because he needed her because he talked his way into, about that lifestyle. So he needed her for that. But yeah, I truly think this is gonna be something for her to she's gonna have to work on that too. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now I can understand your question better. Done. Okay, so let me answer that. Hey Kevin. I'm sorry I didn't say hi before, Kevin. I'm literally going down the questions. So they're like up at the top. Let's see. What the kind of spirits I mean, honestly, the spirits will help us out. We gotta at least kind of do a little bit of work too. They're not just gonna come and wipe everything off the scoreboard, back to zero. Um, But it's possible. And it's funny you say that, Donna, because I don't know if you all have started or know about this show on Amazon Prime. There's a show called The Power, right? It's based on a book, I think, where women, the premise of the show is the young girls between the ages of 12 and 19 now have the power to generate and produce electrical shocks that they can kill people with. And it's because women as a whole have been so degraded, unseen, mistreated, through a lot of time, right? Through pretty much since the beginning of time, and not respected and honored. And the younger girls, those between 12 and 19, can take a little bit of their electric shock and awaken that in older women, so can share their power with these women. And now it's just causing calamity around the world, because it's pretty much like we don't have to take your shit anymore. So it's a very interesting. I encourage all of you, especially those who are aligned with divine femininity, to go start watching The Power on Amazon Prime. I think I'm on episode 5, and I think that's going to be something to have a great discussion on. So I think your question right here is very, very fitting, Donna. So everything he put her through, did he piss? I think he did piss off some of the feminine energies, right? I think he did. I think he did, right? I think he did. I think he did. Here's the thing. He did some grimy things, right? But I think this right here is looking at the responses on both sides. He did some grimy things, absolutely, to the mother of his children. He did some grimy thing. But we got to look at both sides too, right? This right here, what's not being illuminated, what's not being said is her and her place within it, as well as the women he messed with, right? He didn't go out and sleep with a bunch of men that we know of. He slept with a bunch of women. Those women are part of the divine energy, the divine feminine energy too. We can't just look at what he did. We have to look at what they did too. Because they are just, he can want to cheat, but if he has no one to cheat with, if those women are not cheating with him, then he can't, you know what I'm saying? He can't have sex. You can't have sex with the people that unless it's the R word. So we have to look at it. So divine energy, the divine feminine, yeah, they're kind of mad at it, but this is the side that we're not talking about. And it needs to be said. It needs to be said. That needs to be talked about as well, because we're talking about divine feminine energy. We're also talking about what's right. And it wasn't right for those women to do that either. So this isn't just a blame him game. Oh, no worries, Kevin. No worries. I'm glad that you're here with us. Okay, this is a good question here. Let me kind of scroll down and see any other comments. Okay, Journey with Karen says, will the divorce at least be financially in her favor? Right? Because if he got some coins, then she should, right? Because yeah. And I just want to say, when I'm saying that her place and everything, I'm not saying it to blame her, because that doesn't mean he has the right to do that to her. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that this isn't the 1400s where you don't have to stay in a marriage. And that's what's kind of, we can't, we have to, we have to look at all things that are true, right? Okay, will the divorce at least be financially in her favor? Yeah, that show, The Power, it's on Amazon Prime. I'm enjoying it so far. Oh, look at this. We have 3 sevens here. How often does that happen? Okay. Like this is a first for me to have like all the sevens. I've had a bunch of threes and fours before. Interesting. Okay. I think there's the potential for it to be in her favor, but I think there's also the potential for underhanded things to go on as well to keep her from finances. Um yeah, some sneaky things, and here's why I say that. Mr. Hoodoo was reading something last week or 2 weeks ago, whereas there was a man who very, very, very wealthy, and him and his wife was like visiting somewhere, and that man filed divorce in a different state because the laws about alimony were different, but he did it to whereas that wife couldn't get any money, but he did it after he hid all his assets, right? He filed for divorce, divorced the wife after he hid all his assets so she couldn't get any in a state where he knew she wasn't going to get it. It was a really I was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, why would you, especially when you have children? But I think there's a potential for her to get some money out of it. But make no mistake, I think that there may be some contesting about money. There may be some underhandedness to try and hide money. I think it'll be slow, very, very slow, if any at all. Very, very slow, if any at all. I kind of feel like there may be some other things that may be hidden that may come out. If she gets any at all, it's going to be a slow process. So, hey, let me go to that. Well, remember in the interview, I think she said he filed first for divorce, and she counterfiled because he said irreconcilable differences, and she said um, adultery. So we're gonna see what's gonna come out of that. Okay, does she want to heal, or is it more she'll be forced to heal herself because of this divorce for her kids? Great question. Let's see. I'm not gonna be on here too much more longer. Let me get a sip of water. Okay, so it's really this room that I'm in. This is my altar room, so it's like all this incense is in here, and it just smells incensey. But yeah, does she want to heal, or more so she'll be forced to heal herself because of the divorce? Okay, so remember what we talked about, like this. You have to understand and acknowledge your place in all of this. She may be forced to, but she's so male identified that she will continue to blame herself. So I think it's going to be a real struggle to where she's going to be forced to, like she says she want to, but this male identifiedness, I think is going to, I think is going to be an issue. Because like I said, we haven't seen like the Hierophant. We haven't seen that card. And Hierophant is usually um those big powerful structures, institutions like religion, like, the Catholic Church, like Mormonism, like Islam, whatever. Those big, powerful structures, they're very rigid, right? We haven't seen that card come up, but we have seen this one right here. We have seen this one come up, and I honestly feel like this is her male identifiedness. That's how it presents herself for these readings. She's so male identified. She's gonna be forced to it. It may be like baptism by fire for her, and excuse the phrase, but literally she's gonna be forced to. Like I know she wants to, but it's gonna be an issue for her because of this male identifiedness, right? Because make no mistake about it, she is very, very beautiful. And now she's in the spotlight, she's in the limelight. Whoever did her makeup and dressed her that day, whether it was herself or someone else, she looked absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely, top tier. Now that she has that, and men are going to look because that's what men do, they look. I don't know if she's going to be able to handle that and then separate that from her healing and moving her life forward. And I think she's still in this emotionally juvenile state as well as the mental state, but I think she's going to have to be forced to because of this right here. But it's only going to start with her acceptance of her place, her, standing there in this situation, and her male identifiedness. Okay, let's see what Kevin says. I personally don't understand why women are bothered that Danae isn't going to another woman's platform to speak. Anyone who would tell an international media platform that her daughter embodies her cheating ex-husband's preference isn't going to have a healthy mindset of women. I see what you're saying, Kevin. Yeah. And I mean, like, I fully agree that, but to me, her male identifiedness is why she was with that platform. Now, I don't know if, she had a bunch of offers and she chose that platform, or if she knew that person from before, or I don't know how she got to the platform that she was on as far as, where she chose to tell her side of things. But the male identifiedness is there. The religion and the male identifiedness is there. And again, she has to we've seen the princess of swords come up as far as like a mental state, still being in a juvenile. It hasn't grown yet, it's not its full potential yet, even her emotions too. So I completely understand what you're saying, Kevin. Let me go down and check. Yeah, okay. So let's see Donna's question here. Yeah, she still is very much male identified, and her energetics are unfortunately with the male gaze, right? Okay. What does the divine masculine think of Derek's actions? That is a good question. I'm sorry, 1 second. Someone was, Lord, I have messages I have to get to. Divine masculine? No, they don't like that. It's so funny because when we're talking about symbols, symbology, things like that, right? Like when we're talking about martial energy, when you see that male sign, the circle with the arrow pointing up, that's fire, that's phallus, that's such and such. This Ace of Wands is represented by that type of energy a lot. It's here. Yeah. They don't like that. They don't like that. Divine masculine does not like that. Um at all. Divine masculine doesn't like it at all because that's not what, we all have things that are for us to do energetically. Yeah, they don't like that. Divine masculine does not like that. And I don't know how the divine masculine is going to seek to move things for him or take away from him um in the future. So we have to look out for that. Um yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if they're going to want to put him through it or not. I'm not on that wavelength as far as energy and energetics goes. I'm not on a wavelength because I am a woman. But yeah, that feminine, she don't like it either. Divine masculine, he don't like it. It may not end well for him. Like energetically, it may not end well because these are a bunch of um major arcana cards here. It may not end well for him. And I think if he tries to make himself a victim in all of this, I think that's when they may try to fuck him up. Because you were not a victim in this. Not when you were the perpetrator. Not when you were the perpetrator. So I think we have to watch what he wants to do. Um what he tries to do. I think we have to watch that because yeah. And then as far as his forward momentum with things, and then again, like I said, we don't know what's happening with him behind the scenes. We don't know that. We all know that people like to put on a good face. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but I truly feel as if they're not pleased with him. Not pleased with him at all. Now, I mean, this can be the same thing can be said for so many different other people who do the same types of things, but they're not pleased. They're not pleased at all. So we'll see how things turn out. And it's funny because this is aligned with winter. So I don't know between now and maybe March next year. I think we really have to pay attention to see what happens if they want to do something to him publicly. Because just because they gonna tear his ass up don't mean that we're gonna get to see it. So I think a lot of times we want to see the public retribution, and sometimes it's not that way. A lot of times it's not that way. So, but we'll see. But no, they don't like what he did. Divine masculine does not like what he did at all. At all. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't even this question right here is it's a lot to unpack with that question. Let's see. Does she still have resentment for her dark skinned daughter? Let's see. Because I don't really know about that. I think I heard about it just a little bit today. Like I said, I really don't know, but let's see. Resentment. Okay. Okay. So there's some friction there. There is some friction there. Oh, I need to stretch my leg. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. There's some friction there. Like I think she's really thinking about things. Um, she's really thinking about it. And her I think that things are gonna get better with how she thinks about her dark skinned daughter. I also think that it's going to depend on what type of male energies that she has in her life. Because for her, the male thought process is what men think is important to her. And she's really going to have to, like, make no mistake about it. She really needs to step away from all this and just have some alone time. But right now, this is her. This is her right now. And I think that she's dealing with this. Remember, I said, because someone asked earlier, like, what's the best way for her to deal with all of this, to respond to this? And Spirit said the best way for her to respond to all of this is to just completely walk away. But she can't. She's here right now, out here strutting it, doing a thing, looking good. She's looking like a whole meal right now. But these male energetics are still here and they're still powerful for her. The male energetics are still leading her actions and still leading her thoughts. So there's some work that has to be done. Like she really needs to go full blown on like a sabbatical, like her and her children. Um, but I think it's gonna get better with regards to her daughter, but she needs to just step away from all of it. But unfortunately, she's not right now. So it's gonna get better, but like I said, we all know what she needs to do. That would be really good. So I'm gonna have to write that down. Um, that would be a really, really, really good one. Um, let me write that down right now. Because that's really good. Shout out to Kevin and Donna for the great thoughts. Okay, I just wrote it down in my phone. I just took some notes. So, boom. Okay. Yeah, that was a really good question. Um, okay, so male identified women who do things for the male gaze, who care what men think, who are, they do the pick me thing because they're doing anything for Naker snacks. They twerking for Naker snacks. They're taking up for bad behavior because they want to be picked. Like all of these different things. They're saying, this is my fault instead of blaming, we're, holding people accountable for what they're supposed to be. Like that's male identified. Doing things, wearing clothes for the male gaze instead of for yourself, like all these different things is being male identified, sticking to um thought processes and structures that are detrimental to women. They're usually male identified. Just that's male identified. She is very male identified. She's male identified. Because remember, she was doing her return to sender spell against other people, but not trying to work on the man that's doing all the things that's, since you're not leaving because your male identified religion is encouraging you to stay and work things out, you were doing return and sender spells, trying to curse people for slander when it's the truth about what your husband is doing. That's being male identified. Okay, so let's see. Like we know what male identified looks like. We know what it looks like. Male identified is climbing up Mammy Mountain. Okay, Kevin says, what kind of justice would Spirit have for Derek and his narcissism, or even the name chooses not to deal with Mel? Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this in like a two-parter. What kind of justice would Spirit have for Derek and his narcissism? Even if Danae chooses not to deal with male identified behavior. And if you hear anything, those are the children outside playing. Ew. Okay, Kevin. So there's what kind of justice? I see the justice as not I don't see it as taking away money. I don't see it as that. I see it as, and the first impression that I got was, I see it as taking away the, I don't want to say ability. Okay, so here's how I could best explain it. So true love is a gift. When you truly love someone and they truly love you, and you are in this beautiful, safe, harmonious, loving, protected relationship, right? That true love is a divine gift, right? To experience such a thing is wonderful. And I truly do feel bad for people that have never, ever experienced the type of love and upliftment that can help you ascend, that can truly help you just know that, like, the true love that is true bliss, it is a gift. Punishment for him is Spirit taking that away. But he don't care about love. Punishment for him would look like him never experiencing that beauty of that divine love. But he don't care about that no way. He don't care. That's because for spirit and divinity, right? It's a beautiful, like, that is a beautiful thing. Like, I really feel sad when people never ever truly know love, because it is a beautiful thing, and when it's gone, it's gone. But to, they say, like, it's better to have loved than to not have loved at all. Like, that's a real thing. True is like, I have been loved in my life. I know what that feels like. It's a beautiful thing, and I understand why women fight so much for it. But he don't care. He don't care about it. That's spirit. That's a justice or like a punishment potentially for him for that. So, does that make sense? Like, a lot of times we're thinking about punishment and vengeance from us. Divinity and spirit thinks about things differently. This is why I advocate for, and some people don't like it, and I don't care. This is why I advocate for you throwing spiritual hands, because people who don't care about certain things, you can't punish them by taking that away, right? So, spirit to be a punishment for him, he just, like, it doesn't even matter for him. Um, let's see what because now we're looking into Danae if she chooses not to deal with male identified behavior. So let's look at that and see. I am so mad that Mr. Hoodoo is watching my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies, and he knows I can hear it. He knows that I can hear it right now, and he's just like watching it. I'm just like, so I'm gonna get him when we're done here. And I'm ending the stream at 8:30. So okay, so what kind of justice would Spirit have for Danae if she chooses to deal with male identified behavior? Let's see. That's a really good question, Kevin. And let me move the comments down. It's not going to go away easily. He really is, Kevin. I'm just like, I'm so mad because it's my favorite movie. It's one of my favorite movies. He's watching Ready Player One. Like it's about to go off. I can hear it. It's at the end of the movie. But he's watching Ready Player One. And I'm just like, you know not to we watch Ready Player One together, sir. Like, what are you doing? And when I go in there and ask him, he's gonna be like, oh, well, you were in there. So I'm gonna get him. But anyway, okay. So punishments, potential punishments for her not dealing with male identified behavior. Another Naker. Another Naker. Remember when I said sometimes um you have to learn your lesson or you're gonna be doomed to repeat it. But this time, a Naker with no money and who's just as juvenile and just as much of a narcissist. So a narcissist with money versus a narcissist without money. I mean, both are terrible, but another Naker. Another Naker awaits her if she don't understand and get some self-esteem, raise herself up and not be so male identified and not be so easy and eager to please. Another Naker. Yep. Another Naker. Yeah. If we do not learn from things that we go through, we're going to be presented with it again and again and again until we learn. So the next Naker, if she don't deal with it, is going to be a Naker without money. Someone that's going to easily tell her, I ain't like that, not like that, but this is going to be a Naker without some money. And I'm not saying that, we should just be focused on that, but listen, bills have to be paid, mortgage has to be paid, children need food, clothing, health insurance, food, healthy food, vitamins, clean water, not, we need air conditioning. I think she said she was in Atlanta. I live in the Atlanta area too. It gets hot here in the summer. We need air conditioning, right? This is not 1854. All these things require money, right? She'll end up dealing with a neighbor that don't got no money or can't do anything or pay no bills or provide or anything like that. So everybody, please do your shadow work and learn from these lessons so that you will not be doomed to repeat them. Okay. I love Ready Player One. Like, y'all, I'm such a Pisces. I be in that fantasy world. I'm just like, yes. Yes, like this is great. Like I quote that movie all day. Yeah. I love Ready Player One. Okay, Kevin, there's some chemistry between Danae and the interviewer. Is there a possibility of them developing an attraction for one another, or is it a reflection of the Naker judgment you mentioned? Ooh, that's a come through, Kevin, with the questions. That's why I vibes with Kevin. Kevin has his thinking hat on every day. Shout out to Kevin. Like Kevin, if you were manipulative, Kevin, you would be a formidable adversary. Like, but you're not a manipulative nigger. But let me tell y'all something. I love a good mind game. Keep me on my toes, baby. Yes. I love intelligence. Love intelligence. Yeah, I can't do no broke man either. Shout out to Mr. Hoodoo because he pay all these bills. Is there a possibility of them developing an attraction for one another, or is it a reflection of the nigger judgment? Let's see. These are interesting. I don't think it's either. I don't think it's either, Kevin. I think that once again, this is Danae. As you can see, this woman. This is the Six of Wands. I'm not going to tell you what it represents because it's from my tarot course, but this is the Six of Wands right here. And in most decks, it's the knight being victorious, right? In this deck, it's a woman being victorious, rising above it all, being supported, right? By the males, right? This is a queen, a goddess, whoever you want to call her, Nefertiti, whatever you want to call her. She is being elevated. She is being supported. She is in the limelight right now. She is successful right now. So I don't think there's an attraction developing. I just think that right now she will smile and hee and kiki because this is going to be the start of her own finances, right? But also I don't think she's not thinking about, and I don't want to say it's danger in telling her story because she has the right to. I don't think that she understands how she can be marked. Like, yep, that's a target for a dummy. So I guess that is going back to a nigger who's able to manipulate. But I don't see her going with the interviewer. I don't see her going with him. I kind of see her as possibly, she's in the limelight right now. She's riding that wave, but I also think that her, even though she has the right to tell her story, I think that her being vocal about it has the potential to mark her for being someone to not remove yourself from such behaviors, from such an environment, right? Um, and unfortunately, she's still attached a little bit to the past, even though she's moving forward with things, right? She's in the limelight. She's working at her own money. I'm just waiting for the book to come out if she chooses to do that. Um, she's still looking backwards, and I think there's some potential for the wool to be pulled over her eyes if she's not careful. You're a broke nigger. Yep, yep. Yes, yes, that's a good way of saying it. That is an absolute good way of saying it. The dusty radar. Yeah, that was the dusty bat signal right there. The bat signal with the tattered bat signal. The dude got a bunch of holes in his capes. The dusty nigger with yeah. That's what I said. Like, this is where she is right now. She's here. Okay, she's here. Getting her bag and her money that doesn't, require her dealing with someone else. Yeah, but I think she really has to be careful. The dusty radar, absolutely. Yep. Okay, so this is gonna be like the last question because I'm gonna get ready to go. I said 8:30. We're 2 minutes out from that. So yeah. Oops, I dropped one. Okay. All right, let me put this card here so I can. And just a quick side note to those of you who are on my Patreon, y'all saw what happened the other night. But I'm better now. That recipe is coming tonight, and I hope to do that live stream with you all on like Monday. It can't be tomorrow because my in-laws are coming over, and they are cooking, and Mr. Hoodoo is smoking a brisket and smoking a seafood stuffed chicken tomorrow. So I don't have time tomorrow. My weekends are normally full of family time, other things that I do. That's why I don't work on weekends for the most part. Okay, so their recipe is coming though. I'm gonna tell y'all how to do something. Last question for the evening. Well. Look at Nyla. Hello, Nyla. Okay, so Kevin asks, is the journey with healing the relationship with her daughter going to help her with restoring her mindset and relationship with other women? That's a very shout out to Kevin with the questions, boo. Shout out to Kevin with the questions. Okay, yes. Yes, it will. It will. But, and there is a but, in the back of her mind, this is going to be somewhere, the yearning for penis in some way, shape, or form is going to be there. And it's going to be difficult for her. This journey is not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult for her, but I kind of feel like in some way she's going to heal to be able to look for another man. Not look for, but sometimes people do things so they can move on to something else. And I kind of feel as if the healing when it comes inside, like she's not going to tell anyone, but inside she gonna, because she's still searching for that true love, that real love, that love that she had, that she gave out. She wants it back. The penis is gonna be on her brain for a while. It's gonna be on her brain for a while. So yeah, this healing journey it's gonna take a while for her. Um, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while, but it's gonna take a while for her to raise her self-esteem and boundaries and all like that. And I kind of feel like if we get a smooth talking male, that she can fall back into it. Like I really feel so. I'm really just wanting nothing but her growth and protection and safety and healing and all like that for her, because there is the deep seated male identifiedness is strong with this one. It's strong with this one. And I feel as if the more that she clings to her faith, which she has every right to do, she won't be able to get out. She won't be able to leave that. And it's so funny because on Monday this week, I was out with some of my girls, and me and one of my friends, we were just talking. She and I, we were catching up, and I was just like, yeah, the only way out is through. And she finished it like, yes, the only way out is through him, meaning the male identified religion. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not what I said. The only way out is through the situation. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that was so easy for her. And this person, my friend, I love her to death. And she is so male identified religion, that the growth, the safety, the protection, the healing comes through maleness. It's maleness every time. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, I was just like, wow, like this shit really has like a hold on people instead of understanding that the creator is both, right? So yeah, it's there. The shit got a chokehold on a bunch of people, and that's their right, but yeah. Yeah. So I truly hope she finds a real path towards healing. She definitely needs. She does. It is. It is the male identifiedness. It is. She's not breaking away from like it is. So that male identifiedness won't even allow other ideas or other, being open minded about things. It won't because it's male identifiedness. I don't think she should either, but there's something in her that just male identified penis the male gaze, right? And part of that I think comes from the religion, and I think part of that comes from always wanting her husband's gaze and not getting it. So like I said, she's on her rise now. She's gonna have to be careful. Kevin talking about now he has more questions. Talking about right. Yeah, like I'm just like, no, no, no. And I get that there's a very special place for spirit working within that, working with the energies of you, like because y'all know, I do work, right? I'm a spiritual worker. At the same time, I am not tied to any one, I'm not aligned to any definite practice, right? I'm not, because if I see that some, and I would never get into, like closed practices and stuff, like Native American work and stuff like that. But all they work be hidden. So that monotheism, it can't be if everybody else's work is hidden, they're getting what they want too. It can't be that. If people around the world and people who never even heard of Christianity or the other, mono religions are getting their prayers answered, it it can't just be the one then. Like then that's false, right? So, but anywho, I'll behave with my questions. No need to worry. Yeah, no, no, you're like Kevin. Like the questions have been really great tonight. I really appreciate the questions. Right, I use what I can, honey. I use what I can. I mean, if I use what I can. I use what I can. I use what I can. Um. So yeah, y'all. Whew. Well, well, well. This was a who is this? Oh, a bunch of people are texting me and stuff now. So yeah, this was a very interesting. Oh, I had one. I think I had a question for myself because I'm just like, I think one thing that when Nyla was talking earlier, um, Nyla, when you were talking earlier today and was just saying, like, I think for me, I think the thing about me that was just like, The things that her husband did to her as far as their marriage and treating her like that was wrong. It was very, very wrong. I think the one thing that struck me was thinking and knowing that he was a certain type of person and trying to send out a curse to other people who were not lying about him and sending it out to other people instead of fucking him up with the work, right? Um, and I think that was a problem with for me only because in hearing her speak on it, she knew what she was doing, and I think that right there is it's a little bit manipulation right there. That's a little manipulation right there. That's manipulation, and she sat in that in the interview like, well, I just did what I just used a tool that was given to me, but you use it when you know that people are doing wrong. No one was lying about the infidelities. Okay. That was a little bit of manipulation there. And I think that if that was someone that I knew personally, I would be weary of her because now you have the ability to try and throw a rock and try and hide your hand, if that makes sense. Right. Right. That was I'm just like, okay, I called Cap, and I'm just Nyla was saying like her bullshit meter was going. I'm just like, yeah, like yeah, okay, like now I call Cap. Um, I call Cap. Girl, Nyla, we done already went over. Well, we didn't go over that question, so yeah, let me get Nyla a question. But yeah, that was that's the word. That's the word. Nyla, vindictive. I couldn't think of it. I'm like, that's manipulation, right? Like I see that. Like instead of saying, yeah, I was wrong for doing that, you know, knowing that that's community dig, knowing what he does, like no one was lying to you and doing, and she sent that curse out with her full power, right? She was fully said that she was rooted in that when she said that, but it's just like, ma'am, no one is lying. So that's the vindictive. That's the yeah. Um, energetics to definitely watch for. To definitely watch for. Um, that was it's funny because I was looking at something on Facebook yesterday, right? And it was like some, like all the little memes that float around. So it was a meme, and it was just like the woman was just like, "Oh, veterinarian, my snake isn't eating. I love on my snake, and the snake sleeps with me. He's not eating. I don't know what's wrong." And the vet was just like, "This is a meme." The vet was just like, "You sleep with the snake every night?" "Yeah." He just sleeps there with you? "Yeah." Ma'am, the snake is getting ready to eat you. The snake is sizing you up and getting you comfortable, you know, to attack you. And I thought about that, and I was just like, that's interesting. Make no mistake about it. Timing is everything. She is smarter than she lets on. And I think that this was a timed response, a time for it. Because, like I said, once I saw that little bit of vindictive, I'm just like, okay, there are things that people do to try and get favor, to try and get sympathy, and then they can run with that narrative, especially with all the things that's been done, and they can run with that narrative to do other things. And I'm not saying that's what she's doing. I'm just saying we have to look at it. everything. And I really thought about that snake meme. So that's really, really interesting. Yeah, she did say it with her entire chest. So I'm just like, you fully said that, and hiding behind that's not what we do, right? And even now, like I'm dealing with a situation where I potentially have to throw spiritual hands, and I'm still thinking about, is this the right thing to do? Because I know the harm that can be brought about when you do certain things. I am still thinking about it because someone that I love has been very, very hurt. You come for one of them, you come for me. I have no choice but to deal with it, but I'm still thinking about it because I know the harm that can be done when you really throw spiritual hands, right? Um, I'm thinking about it because I know there are consequences to things. I know that, you know, so I'm still thinking about it. Even, and I don't know if that's spiritual maturity or, just really, really understanding the power of things. But she said that shit with her whole damn chest. And now it's just like, but yeah, but they told me I can do it. That's not responsible, right? So yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Nyla, what's your question? So I can answer your question and I'm gonna go for real. Let me turn the light in here because now that the sun is setting, it's dark. Oh, I need to get up anyway. Yeah, that was real, just like, but I can do it. Just because you can don't mean that you should. Yeah, the conversations end up being real good, right? Now I said I just want to know if there was some potential for her and the podcaster. Yeah, let's yeah. My last question was a little bit more direct, so let's, because Kevin came with the philosophical question based in logic, and I was just like, Kevin with the questions, and I love it. Yeah, we can. Yeah, I saw that too. Honestly, like earlier, Nyla, when I was going into Kevin's question, it was more of like, I honestly think that now she's going to start using her femininity, her feminine ways, because women are beautiful, to kind of get things going, get things done, right? I make no mistake about it, I've had to do it. I sure did when I was buying, my first house. I sure did put on my pink lip gloss and my cute shirt and my high heels, and I sure did lean on that counter and wink at the man. But I got a discount on all my appliances. I got a stove, a microwave, and a dishwasher for $3,000 when the stove by itself was $3,000. So you do what you have to do. But I think that now she's has the ability to. I think she's going to learn the manipulation game because now she's a victim and everyone knows it. But that is my analysis. That is my analysis. I think she's calculated, and I think that sometimes when we say like, "Oh, she's not thinking straight," I have learned how to be a woman who pretends to be dumb too, just to see. It's a gift. We know how to play chess and not checkers. So I kind of recognize that in other people. because I know how to do it. Um, oh, Nyla's going to the store, to the grocery, and Nyla says, "If you know, you know." That's right, girl. If you know, you know. Like, listen, what I will put on a low cut top real quick if it's gonna give me a discount. Just because you can spend the money, don't mean that you should. Okay. Potential for her and the podcaster. Let's see. I think he might be thinking about it. I think he might be thinking about it. Um, I don't know if he's gonna go through with it, but I think that he's thinking about it, or he has thought about it, or he's had a dirty little thought about her in his mind. Um, I think that he doesn't want to be seen mixing business with his naughty desires. I also don't think that I think one of the reasons why he won't do it is because she has children. I think that if she was just coming out of this without children, I think he would. But yeah, there's something in him. He might have had a little he might have had a little boner for her, seeing her, because when I saw that picture of her, I was like, oh my gosh, she is beautiful. If I'm saying it, I know that men are saying it, whether they admit it or not, right? So I think he might have had a little boner for her. And he was definitely honest with her about things that he did, blah, 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 blah. But the only reason I think that he won't is because she has children. She has children. But I think he has thought about it. I don't think she has. I think it's just mainly been him. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. So, like I said, with my land is looking at that a little bit differently, right? And I almost feel like if they would have gotten into, let's say, an argument, she may have said something like, and this is just speculation, I don't know, but the energetics that I'm getting from it is just like she may have said, like, well, fine, go be with that bitch then. Like, I think there's the potential for something like that to have come out if there was an argument, right? Because she's telling us what she's telling us. That doesn't mean that she's telling us everything. Girl, yeah. Girl, yeah. I had the security man hitting on me last Saturday at the event I was at. Talking about, yes, don't you want to go into this party? Because you took all this time to get yourself ready and your makeup and hair and everything like that. Don't you want to go into this party? I saw him looking at me. A man of no color at that. Um, I'm like, sir, I'm gonna go home. Um, yeah, a lot of people can be. It's just whether or not they're going to do it. Play the long game. When we say play chess, not checkers, that is manipulation, right? It just depends on what type of heart we are doing it with. Are we doing it to try and get over on people? Or are you really trying to figure something out? Or are you really trying to plan for the long term? That is still manipulation, right? So, I honestly thought that, because Journey with Karen says, I never thought that she was crazy. Her eyes look like someone has checked out and created a palatable reality for herself. I never thought that of her either. I thought of it as religion that often keeps women in situations that they shouldn't be in. even with women having the potential to leave, they won't leave because of religion, right? Um, that's what I thought the situation was, as well as attention seeking. But I think when I saw her, whenever that curses video came out, I think when I saw her, I think that was when I was just like, okay, I saw the hiking boots um for the mountain right then and there, right? Under the guise of religion. So that's what I initially thought. Because I'm just like, that's not gonna save you. Yeah, the religion wasn't gonna save you. It wasn't gonna save that. Because if it was, then everything that you did, you would still be together. So I say that to say I never thought, yeah, after I saw that curse video, I was just like, okay, interesting. Interesting. So yeah, but yeah, I think that he thought about it, and this is for Nyla. Yeah, I think that he thought about it and that he would entertain it if this wasn't like a whole broadcasted interview thing and if she didn't have children. I think he would entertain it. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. And delusion is a coping mechanism, but I don't think she was delusional. I honestly don't. Well, I think with the religion side of things, I think. But other than that, I don't think there was delusion. I think she knew the whole time. And because religion has you mammy a lot of times. Yeah, so yeah. I think so too. I think so too. I think so too, Donna. A great actress. I think so as well. And I think that now, because you have to understand the entire conversation and the dynamics of everything. And things are slowly starting to turn back around, right? Everything comes full circle, right? So at first, it was 2 years ago, no one would dare say that she's acting or anything like that. Because 2 years ago, it was 3 years ago, it was, they're a Dusty and, things like that. And the conversation is still very much that, but it is starting to change now, instead of just taking up, just blindly taking up for women and black women with things. Now it's just like, okay, so, but you knew. Okay, so, but okay, so, don't trade out one Dusty for another Dusty. Now the conversations are kind of turning back around to, okay, so ladies, I know these things are happening, but we got to do better too. So now it's a little bit of that we got to do better as well, right? So the conversation is starting to come back around full circle. So jumping on to those energetics, right, from a broad conversation point of view, before the tides completely turn, right? It's like last call at the bar. Before those tides really turn, I think is something to think about. That's something to definitely think about. So, so just viewing it from that larger scale, right? Let me turn the camera up some since we're here. Yeah, I'm in my Grogu shirt. Um, I think that's a broader conversation, right? Because, just like Kevin says, So I get that, and I completely get psychological, harm and all like that. But I also think that there is the dream sold to women via organized religion that marriage is gonna change him. If you have children, he's gonna change. Just ride good, suck his dick, like all this different stuff. He's gonna change. He gonna like no, no. And since now we've already been 2 years into the conversation of all these things aren't gonna change, it's just like, okay, so it's just time for you to leave. So, like I said, just looking at the conversation from a broader point of view, right? A broader point of view. And I don't remember if she said that she was a willing participant, but it's just like if this was a court of law, right? And she was on the which is not, and I'm not trying to go, the whole legal route, but I'm just saying, when they say everything you say can and will be used against you, right? So I find it very interesting. It's interesting though. So, um, if you like this video and the conversation, um, hit the like button for me. Yeah, darling Reese. Hey Reese. Is it Reese or Reese? Um, I'm about to go because I've been here since 6:35. So it's 9 o'clock, and I need to drink water and see what Mr. Hoodoo is up to. It's probably gonna be these Uno cards real quick. But yeah, thank you so much, Kevin, and for everyone for being here. Yeah, yeah. So I just think, like I said, if we're and maybe this is a conversation that we need to have just on a deeper level, because like I said, just looking at things, how the tide is turning in the no, it's not just men that are terrible. No, it's wait a minute now, wait a minute now, wait a minute now. I feel like a little bit, a broken clock can be right twice a day. I kind of feel like that a little bit of accountability that we hear, like, and I hate to say it, the manosphere screaming about, it has a place, right? It has a place. That's why I said, like, when that devil card was coming up, that devil card is asking you to look at the chains that are not really on you, and why are we blaming other things on other people when you have a choice and a decision that you can make, right? Willing participant, just standing there, like I said, and that doesn't account for psychological issues and things are like that. And people won't say, oh, you're throwing her under the bus. No, I don't BS and I don't bullshit when it comes to certain things. For people who are truly, truly, truly harmed, the perpetrator, off with their head, right? Who truly did nothing at all and tried to escape and everything like that. But yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying, I think me and my fieriness, I'm just like off with everybody head. Um, I'm not, but yeah, the fact that I see a little bit of manipulation and vindictiveness there, those aren't innocent energies, right? Yeah. Yes, we are a Uno playing couple. We will sit and play like 15 games of Uno back to back to back, because we always do like best out of three or like best out of five to see who wins. So we love Uno. Like I remember one year we were on our honeymoon, not on our honeymoon, we were on our an anniversary trip. I think this must have been like 2019. We were on our anniversary trip, literally playing Uno that morning. It was our anniversary in the bed. Like we play Uno for real. So so yeah, yeah. Yeah, so all right, let me get out of here for real. Um I'm gonna head out of here. I love y'all. Thank you all for being here. Like this video, share, tell people to subscribe, join my Patreon, my tarot class, August 7th. I'm going to put up something on my YouTube community wall for people who want to start getting things together. If you need a payment plan for the 12-week tarot class, let me know. All that good stuff, fun stuff. I'm going to go. I love y'all. Nyla, hit me up when you can. Shout out to Starry Eyed for the links. And I will see y'all around. I love y'all. Bye.